What's up, everyone? This is DyanaRozay. Welcome to my channel. This is an official recap and commentary for Season 6, Episode 2 of Love and Marriage Huntsville. I'm going to jump right into it, so please hit the like, subscribe, and that notification bell because that is how others find me here on YouTube, and I appreciate you guys for rocking with me. Now let's get started. So the scene picks up exactly where it left off with Melody and Stormy. Stormy tells Mel, "You changed your number. I'm feeling some kind of way about it because I thought we were cool." She also tells her that the two of them have pulling away and needing downtime in common. However, she never thought she was going to pull away from her. Stormy said, "When it comes to friendship, I am big on communication." Melody said, "Well, if you thought there was a problem, Stormy, then why didn't you just DM me?" Stormy said, "Nah, I'm not DMing you," which kind of negates her being big on communication. People who require it, give it, which means if I text you and you don't text back, I'm calling you. If your numbers change, I'm going to DM you. I'm going to make sure that I make every effort. Otherwise, you can't be shocked. You can't say, I text you, you didn't respond, now you're a bad friend. You don't know what was going on in that woman's life that would have caused her not to reply to you. Now, if you would have done all those things and she still didn't reply to you, then that would be something else, but it really felt like your mind was already made up. Then Stormy talks about the live tweet that Mel was doing, where she said someone was in her home secretly recording her. Stormy said Melody had been saying it for months on YouTube interviews and other things, and that when she tweeted it out, the audience immediately thought it had to do with Stormy. Now, I have heard Melody say this before, but I never connected it to Stormy. But Stormy's mom goes after Melody on social media about this tweet, which uncovers a whole bunch of other things that have people questioning Stormy's intentions. Only that's not discussed in this scene. Melody tells Stormy, "I've been in this game a long time, and the audience is going to come at you with all kinds of things. You got to know when to let it slide." Stormy admits that she's not there yet. In confessional, Melody said, "My real friends would never come to me with this BS." And in Stormy's confessional, she said, "I learned something about Mel today that has made me pull back." In the next scene, Kimmy and Martel are talking about her health journey, and Kimmy said, "I wouldn't want anybody else by my side other than Maurice, because being with him is the best thing that could have ever happened to her." Then she asked Martel a question that started with, "No shade at all," which means it is shade. She asked him if there's moments he missed with Melody, to which he says, "Girl, yes, I miss those things. I can't even go out of town for real because I don't have anyone meaningful to share it with." Now, according to what Mel said later in the episode, the real reason he don't want to go out of town is because he can't pull up and follow, aka stalk. But Kimmy tells him Mel was a force to be reckoned with, and he has this look that comes over his face. I can't describe it, but it wasn't good. Anyway, Kimmy tells him that there's a part of her brain that will always see him and Melody together. And she was like, "Even though you guys have told us to please stop that, I can't." And then Martel tells her, "I won't ever tell you to say that again." And all I could hear in my head was the shower scene from the movie Psycho. Okay? Now the scene ends with Melody putting on her coat. She's about to leave the party. Martel sees her and he quickly beelines it in her direction. He asks if he could walk her to her car and she says, "No, my car is right there. I can see it. No, thank you." But he's not taking no for an answer. He's trying to help her with things. "Is that your purse?" She said, "Yeah, that's my Versace." And "No, thank you. I got it." Then she goes over to Louis and Tiffany to say goodbye. And that is when Martel turns it on. He tells Louis we're about to go. And I don't know if it was a nervous reaction or what, but both Louis and Tiffany erupt into laughter. Melody's face is giving a combined expression of angry, disturbed, confused, and I wish he would please get the hell on. And then to make matters worse, Louis encourages Mel to just let him walk you to the car. And Melody said that I wish people would learn to respect my wishes. And now that Martel has Louis on his side, he sits there and makes Melody seem like she's being difficult. "Come on, girl, just let me walk you to the car." And you can tell she's over it, so she starts quickly walking to the door. Not because she wants him to walk her out, because she's trying to beat him out. But he runs behind her, gets the door open for her, and she is moving so fast that he said, "Damn, you kicked me." Next up is Kimmy and Maurice. It's the day after the celebration party, and Kimmy came down to talk to Maurice. When she gets into the room, she is out of breath, and you can tell she's huffing. Maurice is like, what is wrong with you? He doesn't know if she has something else going on. She's like, I'm tired. I was upstairs trying to get things ready so that I can be prepared for after the surgery. She's cooking meals so that the two of them, because Maurice really could be cooking or buying food, but she is cooking meals so that she doesn't have to worry about doing it when she's in the recovery part of her surgery. Maurice asked her, is it possible for you to just sit down? You don't have to do any of that. Then Kimmy tells Maurice about the conversation her and Martel had. And she said that man is not over Melody. Maurice said, well, he's going to have to figure it out because one day he loves her, one day he hates her. He also called him double-minded and unstable in all of his ways, both of which I found shocking because Maurice has never spoken about Martel like that. But he went even further. He said that Martel was mostly to blame for the loss and regrets he is currently suffering, and that he may regret it for the rest of his life. Now, on that reunion stage, these two were calling each other my guy and air fisting and saying how they would never tell on the other. So this is different, y'all. Next, we have Martel meeting the Fletchers out for dinner. He actually kind of crashed the Fletchers' date night. However, Chris did not tell him that Nell was coming, his wife, and he didn't tell him that it was their date night. So Nell took it in stride. She didn't seem like there was any harm done, unlike, Tisha did last year. But anyways, they asked if he was dating anyone exclusive, including Sheree. Martel makes a face and he's like, no, I'm not dating anyone exclusive. Do y'all remember when Martel's good friend of 24 years, Destiny, was doing an interview and she was asked point blank if Martel and Sheree's relationship was real? And she put on a whole show when this man can't even keep it up, talking about when Sheree calls Martel's phone, she gets Melody's voicemail. Ciao. Anyway, Nell asked Martel, if you're not dating exclusively, how long do you plan on keeping Sheree around? And Martel said, when God says go, God says go. And that tickled Fletcher, okay? But Martel said even though he's not dating exclusively, he plans on being married by the end of the year. Maybe he's joined the Passport Bros. He's already done RHOA, so 90-day fiance maybe next. Anyway, Martel then gives a sob story about him taking Melody to court for full custody because she has 20 babysitters and she's been completely unreasonable when it comes to co-parenting. Nell told him that she did not believe Mel had 20 babysitters. However, both Nell and Chris were treading lightly with this conversation. Next, Tisha's niece, Courtney, meets her at the bar. And when she gets there, Tisha said, look at you looking like me. And I think Courtney may have been a little bit put off, but Tisha said, that's a compliment. And she said, I know, thank you. And then Courtney asked how her auntie Wanda was doing. Tisha said she's doing good. She's writing a cookbook. Courtney, just as sweet as can be, said that's good for her. All she has to do is work on her image, okay? Then Tisha asked Courtney if she would be willing to leave her current brokerage and come over to hers. Courtney definitely was a little hesitant. She said, I don't know. I just switched brokerages and it's going to be a lot for me to transition. Then Courtney starts talking about the family. She said, look, you and Kiki need to squash your beef. It's just too much for the entire family to take. We've had a lot of loss, and really, Kiki is still trying to get over the loss of the life she could have had. She also said that hurt people hurt people. And Tisha said, well, I can't be a punching bag for those hurt people. Now, seasons 2 through 4, it was Melody who tried to destroy Tisha's marriage. And in season 5 and 6, Tisha's making Kiki the culprit. Next up, Nell meets with Melody, and it looks like they hadn't seen each other in a while. Y'all remember that Nell and Chris used to counsel Melody and Martel when they were going through the tough times in their marriage. And Nell shares with Melody that they had met with Martel and he confided in them about the 20 babysitters. Then Nell tries to reason with Melody and said, is there any way you could get like 2 or 3 babysitters? That's all he wants. And Mel said, we've done that. And he has run them all off. Melody said that Martel is still in a bad place and that his ultimate goal is to find a way to text her 20 or 50 times a day, using the kids as his reason why, and she's not with it. She said they're divorced and he's not going to control her the way he did when they were married, with his pull up and following ass. Now, if he has the nerve to do this, it sounds like he may be doing much more than this. But she went on to say that seeing her kids every other week was not the life that she pictured for herself, and that Martel has been on a campaign to destroy her, to make her out to be a bad mother, a bad co-parent, and a trifling woman since the day she left in 2020. And she said the saddest part of it all is that most people actually believe him, and that she was really happy that Nell came to her and let her know what was up so that she could set the record straight. And Nell apologized to her and told her that she understood. Last scene, Kiki meets Tisha at some sort of boxing sports center so they can hash out their problems. According to Tisha, Kiki has a lot of anger in her and she wants to get her tired out with the boxing gloves so that they can talk and have, I guess, a productive conversation. Then Tisha tells Kiki for like the 85th time on TV that she betrayed her when she told Mel about her and Marceau's marital problems. Kiki tells Tisha that that was never her intention and that she's already apologized to her. She also said that it was Tisha and Marceau who made this situation bigger than what it was, since she had already told Tisha everything that was going on. I've met with Mel. Mel is going to bring me on the show as a friend of hers. Mel invited me to her pajama party. This is what I said at the pajama party. And Kiki says she feels completely ambushed by Tisha playing stupid. Tisha ends the conversation by saying, "What if I start talking about you and your marriage?" And I know this was the cliffhanger, but it really shouldn't have been, okay? I think I speak for everyone when I say, Tisha, we don't want to hear this no more. You guys talk to me in the comments and be sure to watch the live I did after the show if you haven't already, okay? Like the video, subscribe to my channel, hit your notification bell, and I will check you all on the next one.